Hello there, my name is Jo Stockdale and I run an organisation called Well Within Reach, and I will be taking you through this course today, the Anger Switch. So in a moment I'm going to give you a quick overview of the course, but I'm just going to give you a quick introduction to myself before I do that, just to give you some context for this course and the other courses that I've got on this e-learning platform. So like I said, I run an organisation called Well Within Reach, and very broadly speaking, that is concerned with supporting and nurturing the social and emotional competence of children and young people, and of course the adults that they then become. So primarily I do that through talking about brain development. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about the brain, in fact quite a bit about the brain and where anger is in terms of brain development in this course. And I talk a lot about general emotional health and well-being, but also specifically about the topics such as self-esteem and resilience. And then more broadly, I also speak about learning and supporting learning readiness in the brain as well. And then additional to my kind of training courses, I also create psychoeducation learning resources for children and young people. So what that means is improving psychological outcomes, but rather than taking a psychotherapeutic approach, for example, it's taking an educational approach instead. So if you get to the end of this course and you have any questions or you'd like to make contact, I would love to hear from you. So my contact details are in front of you there. My email address is jo@wellwithinreach.co.uk. And you can also find out more information about me and my work on my website, which is wellwithinreach.co.uk. And lastly, if you use any of these social media platforms, I'd love for you to connect with me that way as well. So I have a business page on Facebook. There's a number of Well Within Reach business pages, but if you look out for the logo that you can see in front of you, you'll find me easily enough. On Instagram, it's Jo Well Within Reach, and you can find me on LinkedIn by just looking for Jo Stockdale. So if there is more than one Jo Stockdale on LinkedIn, again, look for the logo there, because you'll see that on my profile. Okay, so that's an introduction to myself. So I will now give you an overview of the course. Understanding the anger switch is what we're going to be talking about and learning about in this session today. So like all of the courses I have on this platform, they all follow a very similar structure. So there are 3 modules. Within each module, there are 3 lessons, and each lesson is followed by a short multiple choice quiz. And that consists of just 3 questions. If you get those questions wrong, you can go back and answer as many times as you need to get the answers right. But it's all very straightforward, because all of the material, all of the questions that are in the quiz are covered within the course content. So I'm not going to take you through each of the 9 individual lessons at this stage. At the beginning of each module, I will introduce the module and the lessons within that, but I'll just give you a quick overview of the 3 modules that are contained within this course. So module 1, we have the neurology of anger. So like I said, that's very much about understanding where anger comes from inside the brain, because often we're dealing with anger as more as a symptom, the problems that anger causes, rather than the cause of anger itself. So that's what we'll be looking at within that module. Module 2 is turning off the anger switch. So of course it's not quite as straightforward as just switching it on and off, but from a neurological perspective, often it is. So with the understanding that we learn about in module 1, we'll be exploring how to turn the anger switch off, and there's numerous different approaches you can take to that. And then module 3 is really an extension of that, and that's about strengthening self-control. So that's less about what you do in terms of your work with children and young people, and more about giving them the skills so they're more able to manage that themselves independently without so much help or intervention from adults. So that's the introduction to the course, and I look forward to seeing you for the first lesson when you're ready.